it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, November 15th, 2025. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you are here spending part of your day or your evening with me. Background looks really bare. I took down Halloween and I haven't put anything else up yet. So what you see back there is just kind of my everyday decor, but hopefully, I don't know if by next Saturday I'll have time to put up like winter Christmas decor, but definitely the following weekend. That should be up. So I hope you're all doing well and had a great week. I had a good week. Students and professors are tired. It's almost Thanksgiving in the US. So today's Saturday. It's 2 weeks from this past Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US. And we are very much looking forward to a little bit of a break. And then after Thanksgiving, when we go back, we just have a week and a half of classes, and then we have finals week, and then the semester's over. So it's gone fast, and we're tired. But everything is going well, and I'm excited to show you what I've worked on this week. And I think this will be another pretty quick video, but that's okay. We'll get there. So starting off, my 25/7 piece for the month of November is Arachova by Evlia. This was a new start at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. Krista West, who is Evlia, the designer behind Evlia, was one of the two guests there. And this is where I'm at. So it's kind of part of it is covered by the Q-snap. But I brought this down. You can't really tell, but I mostly finished the inside border. I have to do the top cross of that green. What else did I do? I'm not sure. And then I have to do the red little, whatever they are, ovals in here. And then, so I'm going to finish this little border, this green border in here. I'm going to do there's the green border down here, the lighter green border, and do the red. And then I think I'm going to move the Q-snap because over here is, you can kind of see it, the matching like red border out there, but I have to move the Q-snap to get over there. So I think that's where I'm going to work on for the rest of the month, like kind of where I'm going to go. So again, we can see, right, like, so if this is where I'm working, I want to finish up this in-between row and then work on pulling this red down, basically. This is stitched on a 26 count, I believe, 26 count grounds cloth in natural. They kitted everything up for us, and it's just DMC, and it's beautiful, and I love working on it. So I'm aiming for a finish on this for next year. We'll see. I have found that with this piece, because there's so much repetition, that a regular stitching session for me is about 3 hours, like for my main piece. And that's a little long for something as repetitious as this one. And then, so I said, okay, I'll do 25 minutes, the 25/7. And that's a little too short. Like, I want to keep working on it, but maybe not quite for 3 hours. So we'll figure it out, but progress is progress. Next up is Autumn Montage. So this is artwork by Janet Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts. And I'm on this first block. I'm right in here with these two acorns, right in that little clump of acorns. So I was able to get 443 stitches, and we are now at 8.31% done. So I did a lot of work in the actual acorns there. Doesn't quite look like the picture, which worries me a bit that maybe I used the wrong color because it looks more green. Oh no, there is green in there. I just haven't quite finished the acorns yet. And then you can see I need to work down here. So I'm just kind of working my way across. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll double check some of those colors to make sure I got the right colors in. But this is where we are at. And I'm happy with the progress. There's a lot of this brown. I think that's where I got a lot of stitches in, is this dark brown. I think it's 3371. So you can start to see the outline, the cap of the acorn there and then down there. So that is where we are. And all of my montages are 32 count, even weave. I think it's either white or antique white. Doesn't matter because they're full coverage. But then I'm doing gridiron grind. And so my team for gridiron grind is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the piece I'm working on is Cat Alphabet, artwork by Arachova, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I'm in this first block where it says Cat Alphabet. And my Steelers lost last Sunday against the LA Chargers. It was 25-10, which meant I only needed, was it 100 stitches? Yeah, because I do 10 stitches for every point. So I only needed 100 stitches. I got in 113. And it was an evening game, so I was able to work on this while they were playing. So we got some work done in the B. And you can see we started a little bit on the E. So we are getting there. My goal is to finish the words and then go back and do the fill-in. So we did some work on the B, and this is where it's at now. So making good progress. I am at 5.80% done on this total piece right now. Very slow but sure progress. What I'm doing with gridiron grind, and I've talked about this before, but I usually don't do Arachova, my 25/7 piece, on the day that I do the stitching for gridiron grind, because I just don't have the time that I thought I would. I'm going to do it better next year, where this is going to be my only piece. Like, my gridiron piece will be the main piece for that Sunday. But my other Sunday piece for this month is this cutie Mill Hill kit from the series Winter Cheer. It's called Frosty Mug. And I have all 4 of them. There's 4. Here are the other 3. They're very cute. I have all 4 of them. This is the first one I'm working on. And so I want to work on this one on Sundays and get some progress. And so I just don't work on Arachova. So let me show you where Frosty Mug is at. So we got some color in. I have a string hanging off here still. But we put some eyes in. So there's some beads, right, that need to go in. But we got his face. The white in his face is mostly done. And then there's some echru that goes around the edges. And I did want to put his cheeks and nose in. And then, you know, we have to do the little top there. And then the little, what is that, whipped cream. So this is where we're at. It goes pretty quick when you can sit down and give it some focus. This will be on my, I don't know if it's on my year of whips, but it's going to be for a finish next year. And I'm actually stitching this on the perforated paper that it came with, and you use 3 strands of DMC instead of 2, because it's 14 count, I believe. And this counts for the L. So for the Magazine Monthly acrostic, the acrostic for this month is steel, and this is the L in steel because of the lime background, or the lime and the scarf there too. I can't wait to get to that scarf. So that's what we're looking at. This one definitely does not get like a full 3 hours each. Although last weekend on Sunday, you know, I would get caught up. I think the Steelers scored like 3 points right away. And so I did like 60 stitches. And I was like, well, if they don't, and they didn't score any more until the very end of the game. And so I worked on this in between because I was all caught up on Cat Alphabet and they weren't scoring because it was such a low scoring game for them. So I got some more work on this one last Sunday than I usually have. So I'm happy about that. And then at the very end, they scored a touchdown. And so I had, you know, to do the other additional 70 some stitches. So I was just kind of going back and forth depending on when they scored. All right. So that was Frosty Mug. Next is my Whip Go piece, which is Warm Welcome. It's in this Ultimate Cross Stitch Cats and Dogs book from 2019. It's volume 21. I imagine you might be able to find it elsewhere, like just the pattern, if you can't find this whole magazine. There's so many cute ones in here. As you can see, I have a lot of tag pieces, but my tag for this piece actually fell off. Okay, so this is by Joanne Aston, and this is what it would look like. So I actually worked over here on this brick of the fence there and the flowers. Oh, it's so gorgeous. You're going to be shocked when you see what I did. So there was one night where I had to work kind of a little bit later, and so I didn't get the full amount of time done on this piece. So I'm going to do just like a whole nother day on it. I only need like an hour and 15 minutes extra, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a whole nother day on it because I'm having so much fun. So are you ready for this? You ready to see it? Look at that. Oh my gosh, doesn't it look so good? So I pulled this brick wall down, and then I pulled this brick wall down, and then we got into some of the flowers there. And I did I get it done? I did. I also finished doing the top X on the sky because I decided I just want it to be full crosses, not half crosses, even though the pattern calls for half crosses. So that is all done. So that is all up to par now. And I think next, just because of where the Q-snap is, I'm going to move over to the center here and start working on the gate a little bit. So that will be fun and exciting. There's no back stitch on this yet. So I will, out at the end, I will have to go back in and put a lot of back stitch in. But this is 4 days of work, but the fourth day wasn't a full day. So I'm excited to give it, I'll just give it another 3 hours, and that will be more than what I need, but that's okay. This is probably a 32 count. It's a even weave antique white maybe or something like that. It's almost full coverage, so I just try to use the antique white, but I love, like, it's so realistic looking, so I love how this is turning out. So there you go. That is warm welcome. And I feel like, it got quite a bit of progress if you work on it. I know I always say that, but it's always true. I'm always surprised. So that's the Whip Go piece, almost done on that. And then on Friday, I pulled out Scandinavia, which is a full coverage. This is charted. This is patterned by PDX Glow. It is gorgeous. I started this last year. I'm not very far along. So I'm still up here. Like up here. I'm like up here still. So I got a ways to go. It'll only get prettier as we go along, right? So this is where I got to. So I got a total of 513 stitches, and I'm now at 3.48% done. So I did a lot of work. I did a little bit of work over here, and then I went back over here, and this is all just one color. I worked on one color most of the time, which is how I got so many stitches done. So I did some work here on that edge, just because, again, like where it's in the Q-snap, right? Like once it gets to the center point, like it's a lot of work to put my hand all the way around. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back up to the edge and start pulling it down a little bit. So it doesn't really look like much here. I'll show you the picture again, but it's the background. And, if you've been with me for a while, we did talk about, could I just do this bottom part? But I want to do the whole thing. It's so pretty. So we're probably like somewhere in here. See? Somewhere in here. So this has been super fun to work on. Slow going, but I'm glad that it's coming out this month and I'm enjoying it. So that's everything that I worked on this week. The only haul I really have is this is the World of Cross Stitching magazine. This is the November 2025 issue. You can see it's still in the package. So I will be filming a flip through of that at some point. Either this weekend or maybe next week. This weekend is super busy. I was with a friend yesterday. We went to a little town not far from here and did a little bit of antiquing, and we went to lunch and that type of thing. And then today, right after I filmed this, I'm having brunch with a friend, And then tomorrow I'm getting new tires put on my car because I think the car's from 2018. I got it in 2020 and I never changed the tires on it. So I'm pretty sure it's the original tire. So it's time. And I told my mom I do feel the car kind of slipping when it rains a lot in Portland and on the wet leaves. Um, I think she thought I was joking. I wasn't joking. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm safe. I'm getting new tires tomorrow. But I think she thought I was joking. I was like, sure, Mom, I'm joking. So I am getting new tires tomorrow, which doesn't involve a lot of work on my part other than showing up at Costco on a Sunday, which is a lot of work and waiting. Which waiting, we really mean shopping. So it's a busy weekend. Okay. So that was my haul. Plans. So plans are continue 25/7 will be Arachova. Autumn Montage tonight on Saturday. Cat Alphabet tomorrow. So we play Cincinnati tomorrow, and it's on at 10 a.m. my time, which is when my tire appointment is. So I'll probably just work on that in the evening. And I'll already know how many stitches, so I'll be able to kind of plan my day a little bit because it is a morning game, so I'll know kind of what I'm aiming for. Hopefully I'll have time to work on the Frosty Mug. And then I'm going to work on, for 2 days, I'm going to work on One Nation by Bygone Stitches. So this is what it will look like. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count French blue by Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is counting for the Magazine Monthly theme for this month, which is building bridges. And I thought this would be a good one for this month. So this is where I'm at. And I'm just going to continue working on that Field of Stars. I want to get the Field of Stars done. And then I'll move over to the stripes in the States. But we are getting there. But boy, those stars, they don't look like they should take as long as they do. But, and I've said this before, each star takes me about half an hour, if you can believe that. So when you look at how many stars, like that's a lot of work already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have to finish that bottom row. There's just one star left. And then I have one short row and then one long row, and then I'll be done. And then like the blue border. But so I don't think I'll be able to get it done in 2 days, but we're getting there anyway. So that will come out for a couple of days. I was going to give it 3 days, but then I decided I wanted to put another day in on Warm Welcome. So that will get... I'm just taking a day away from One Nation. And then Scandinavia will actually get 2 days. So there you go. Yeah, that's everything I have for you. Like I said, it's a super quick video, but things are going well. We have one more week to get through. And then over Thanksgiving week, we only get Thursday and Friday off. I'm taking Wednesday as a vacation day, and I'm going to work from home Monday and Tuesday because I tend to cancel my Tuesday classes the week of Thanksgiving because I'm nice like that. I mean, I keep it on the schedule until I know, because like if we get really behind or I don't know, something, but we are kind of right where we should be. Students have worked really hard this semester. I think we all could use a break, including the professor. So I went ahead and canceled all my classes for Tuesday. Students in a couple of classes, they do still have an assignment to turn in that day, but we don't have to come to class. So I'll be able to work from home Monday and Tuesday, which will be really nice. I expect it will be somewhat quiet that week. And it will just be great to just be home for the most part for that week. I mean, it's going to be a busy week. I have a lot of things on my to-do list that week and some brunches and dinners and stuff like that. So it'll be a good week, decorating for Christmas, of course. But yeah, so that's everything from here. I hope you have a great week ahead, and I will see you all next week. Bye.